money's sake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convey.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Tattletales. Nice to have you all with us. What is that? Oh, we got a terrific crowd today. They're going to have a good time, and I hope you will, too. First off, let's meet our group of stars. Shall we do that? Out here with me, I have the ladies, and they are, first of all, Academy Award winner Patty Duke and her husband, Mr. John Astin.
How do you do?
Patty, John, it's nice to have you with us.
Thank
How are you,
you,
John?
It's nice to be
Just
back.
fine.
You back, huh? Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, next to Patty and John is Claire Mitchell and her funny man husband, Mr. Scoey Mitchell. Now, Scoey, I could have done a lot better than saying her funny man husband, couldn't I? But that's okay, it is true. You are a funny man, and it's nice to have you with us. It's your first time.
And I am her husband.
That's true. So I didn't lie. Everything I said was right down the line. Claire and Scoey, nice to have you with us. And next to them,
Thank you.
there she is, ladies and gentlemen, Mitzi McCall and her husband, Charlie Brill. How you doing, gang?
Hi.
We're doing terrific.
Are you?
I don't have to ask you. You look so... Oh, isn't he cute?
Oh, thank you. You're very nice. Gee, am I glad you came. I'm glad you came, too, Charlie. Anyway. Okay, first thing we're going to do is play a Tattletale Quickie today. Everybody ready? I'm reaching for it. Fellas, I'm going to ask you the question. You do not give me the answer now. Just think about it. Answer's worth $100 for your rooting section. Here we go. Men, since being married, do you think you've changed your wife in any way? Men, since being married, do you think you've changed your wife in any way? Don't give us any answer now. We'll come back for that in just a moment. See you later, fellas. Patty, what's John going to say? Does he feel, do you think, that he has changed you in any way?
I think he'll say yes, and I agree with him. For the better.
For the better?
Yeah,
He's
there
changed
was a
it?
lot to change.
There was?
The man has had a hard life since we got here.
I don't know. I've always thought you were terrific.
Thank you.
He changed you, and he will say, yes, he did
Yeah,
change you.
yeah.
All right, let's bring him on, see if he thinks so. John, what is the answer to that? Have you, in fact, changed, Patty, since you've been married?
Yes, I
That's what she said. Here you go, $100. How do you think you've changed, Patty, John?
Well, we have 5 kids.
You've been changing kids, but I said, how have you been changing Patty? That's a big change, isn't it?
Very big.
You're going to do very well today because somebody in your rooting section has a bird whistle. You should hear that thing. Who is that over there? It's got a bird whistle. Let's hear that bird whistle. Oh, wow. That's terrific.
That's a
Anyway,
nice
you've got your $100, and thank you, John.
Thanks, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, Claire, what's Scoey going to say? Has he changed you, do you think?
I don't think so.
What, is he going to say that,
No.
too?
I think he'll say if there was any change, and it was before we were married, so I don't think I've changed since.
And you don't think he's changed you at all? You were
No.
terrific then, and you're terrific now.
terrific now.
That's what I think. Okay, let's bring on Scoey. Scoey, what's the answer? Do you think you've changed, Claire, since you've been married?
Yes. That wasn't the right answer, huh?
No, well, it might be the right answer, but it isn't the one she gave us, is the thing. You don't, you think you've changed her, huh?
Yeah, her disposition has become much more even since she's been with me. My wife is evil all the time.
I'm sorry, Scoey. I'm sorry to hear that about that, too, but no score there. Thanks. We'll come back to you later. Missy, what's Charlie going to say? Has he changed you, do you think?
He definitely has changed me.
Well, now, how do they know? The front row's all saying yes, yes.
They know, they know. We have ESP going. The thing is, I've always been very insecure. Like when a football game would get into a huddle, I used to think they were talking about me, right? And he's changed me, because now I know they're talking about me. Yeah, he's changed me.
He's changed you.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring on Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Yes, yes.
What do you think? Have you changed Mitzi since you've been married?
Yes, I've changed her whole life.
That's what she said. You're right. Okay. So far, right off the bat, Claire and Scoey didn't score on that one, but Patty and John and Mitzi and Charlie each have a $100 tie game right off the bat. We're going to break away for a commercial message, and we'll come back right after that. We hope you do, too.
This week in game show history, Spouse's Secrets debut on Tattletales. Rod Roddy becomes the voice of The Price is Right. And IBM supercomputer Watson wins $1 million, beating champ Ken Jennings on Jeopardy. Take that, Mr. Know-It-All.
Okay, we are back. This time it's story time. We're going to do one of our story questions. Fellas, I'm going to ask the ladies a questions about themselves and about you guys and your lives together, and they're going to come with a clue to you in just a moment, okay? So we'll sign you off now. Goodbye, fellas.
Bye. Go on.
All right, ladies, here we go. First question, I'll only take the first response. Hands upon the table. Here we go. First question. It happened in a hotel. Claire was first. Okay, Claire, tell us about what happened in a hotel, if you will.
Okay, before I get into the story, I have to preface this. When my husband sleeps, he sleeps like he's in a coma.
Right.
Okay. They were doing, Scully was doing the series Barefoot, and everybody had to be in New York. So
now, you mean barefoot in the park. You don't mean he was doing a series barefoot all the time.
He was doing Barefoot in the park. So he was out here in California, and I was in New York. So they wanted to do the title shots. And, of course, they were going to do the title shots in Central Park. So, therefore, everybody had to come to New York. And they put them all up in the hotel plaza. So after they had been there a couple of days, Scully got to missing me, and so he called me one night. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and he said, "Claire, come on over." I said, "But it's late." He said, "Come on, just put some things in a bag and throw anything on it. Come on over." So, okay, I get up, and I got rollers in my hair, and I put a hat on, and I put a raincoat and dungarees, and I really look bad, but I'm just getting in a cab, and I grab this little overnight bag, okay? So I get to the hotel, and I go upstairs, and I knock on the door. No answer. And I knock, and I knock. I must have knocked for 15 minutes. And I said, oh, my goodness, why didn't I tell him to leave the door open? So I go downstairs, and I go to the switchboard, and I explain my story to her. She says to me, "I'm sorry, but we're not allowed to ring the rooms after 12. Go see the manager." So, as far as I'm concerned, no problem. So I see this gentleman walking toward me, and I say, he must be the manager. Very distinguished looking with the tie, and he's got another gentleman with him. And I said, "Good evening." I says, "I'm trying to get into room so-and-so, whatever the room was." And he looked at me. So he says, "Have you any identification?" And I said, "No." I says, "I just came out like this." And I got shoes sticking out the bag. And like I said, I really look bad. And he's looking at me. He says, "I am sorry, madam, but we cannot ring the room after 12. So then I say to him, "But I'm Mrs. Mitchell, and I would like to get in the room." He says, "I am sorry." He looks at his watch. He says, "It's now 3 o'clock. He says, "You are perfectly welcome to sit in the lobby and wait until morning." I said, "Thank you, but no thank you. I didn't come here for a sit-in." Then it dawns upon me, the way he's looking at me, he thought I was a lady of the evening.
Yes.
So therefore, I get mad and I walk away, and I said, what am I going to do? I can't stay down here. I can't get upstairs. So I go back in the elevator, and the operator must have seen all that was happening. So he says to me, he says, "Knock hard." And I said, "I am." And I get off the elevator, and I walk down the hall, and I bang on the door hard. I think I had keys in my hand or something. And Scully opens the door like he had been awake for the whole evening. So then I said to him, "You don't know what I went through." So we're hugging and we're kissing, and the door was slightly ajar. And as we're getting ready to close the door, here comes the night manager with the hotel detective. And they said, "Excuse me, sir. This is a long story." Shall I finish it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the Claire Mitchell Show.
I gotta tell the end. Is it getting too long?
No, it's adorable.
Speak right up.
We're a little late, folks. We'll see you next time on...
So like I said, the door was slightly ajar. Here comes the hotel detective and the manager, and they see us. And he says, "Excuse me, sir, but this woman says she is your wife. She is causing a disturbance. She won't show me any identification." So Scully says, "Well, this is my wife." He said, "Well, the room is only registered for one, and you'll have to pay for the additional person."
Oh,
Scully
my.
said, "That's all right. I don't care. The studio was paying for it." End of story.
End of story. Yes. I don't know what they're thinking back there, but I was a young man when you started that question. You know that? All right, what we need is a one or two word clue that somebody's going to remember.
Help me, I've talked so much, I've forgotten what to say.
A one or two word clue now, because a two word clue's worth $50, a one word clue's worth $100. What's Scoey going to recognize?
Detective.
It happened in a hotel. It happened in a hotel. Sleep is the clue. It happened in a hotel is the question.
Sleep.
Sleep. She wants to go with sleep. The yellow section's yelling detective. She wants to go with sleep. She knows what he'll get. All right,
Yeah,
let's bring on the fellas. Shh. Don't talk. Don't talk. Shh. We must all be very quiet. Fellas, are you still there?
We're here.
Yeah.
We have a question and we have a clue. Here's the question first. It happened in a hotel. And the clue is sleep. Scoey. Tell us about that, if you will, Scoey. But try to be brief, if you don't mind.
I knew that had to be my wife. When you said sleep and I took notice of the length of the story. I guess she was telling me about the night in New York when she was a hooker.
Yeah, that's the night. You're right. You both sure have a way with words, you know that, I'll tell you.
Oh, silver tongue.
All right, it's time for a Tattletale Quickie, everybody, and we're going to play that right now. Fellas, I'm going to ask you the question. Don't give me the answer and don't make any sound. Here it is. Men, men, do you like your wife to dress in a way that turns other men on? Ooh. I didn't know what that question was going to be before I got to it. Men, do you like your wife to dress in a way that turns other men on? Think about that, fellas, and we'll come back to you in just a moment, I hope. Oh, we're kidding you, Claire, but it was cute. We had a good time. Patty, tell us what's John going to say about that.
That's really tough. See, sometimes, you know, if I wear something and I think it's too daring, which is even an old-fashioned word, he likes it, and I think... Well, I'm not going to get into that. Okay. He will say, yes, that he likes it if I wear something that might turn some other man on.
Okay.
As long as the man doesn't do anything about it.
Right. No, but sure. Okay, let's bring on John. John, yes or no? Do you like your wife to dress in a way that turns other men on?
Well, I think she does, whether she tries to or not, you see, so... but I would say not particularly, really.
Then you lied all those times. Yeah. Oh, boy.
It turns me on, honey.
Oh, be quiet.
Sorry about that, John. No score there, but thank you. Claire, how about Scoey? How's he feel about that?
To turn other men on. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, does he like you to dress in a way that turns other men on?
He likes for me to dress for him, and he is very much a man. But as far as other men, I'm going to say no and hope I'm right.
Okay. The yellow section agrees with you. Let's bring on Scoey.
Not too hardly.
Scoey.
Yes.
What is the answer to that? Do you like your wife to dress to turn other men on? Yes or no?
Well, my wife's a turn on, you know?
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate. No.
That's what she said. You're right. Thank you, Scoey. Okay, Mitzi, what's Charlie going to say?
Charlie's going to say, Charlie is so jealous. Isn't that funny? Because he's really cuter than I am, but don't tell him. He's going to say, no, he does not. And can I just tell you how I happen to know that?
Well, of course.
Because I bought this bathing suit that you could see, I mean, you really could see, right? And he said, you'll throw that bathing suit away fast. And I did.
And you did?
And I did.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
But I bought another one that was worse.
Okay, shh, don't say anything now. Bring on Charlie. Okay, Charlie.
What?
What's the answer to that question? Do you like your wife to dress in a way that turns other men on?
No!
That's what she says you like. Okay, it's halftime. And at halftime, our scores, Patty and Jan by $100. Claire and Scoey, Mitzi and Charlie are tied with $200 apiece. We will change places, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies to the rear, the gentlemen will come out here. And while we're doing that, we're going to break away for a brief commercial break. Come back and see us, will you?
Love is on the air on Buzzer, where love plays.